think the Ravens are the biggest winners in the AFC North this offseason?
This is a team that consistently is going to be in position to contend because of how talented they are. The reality of it is those guys can play.
The AFC should watch out for the Baltimore Ravens this season.
Players in the NFL, certainly one of the best players at quarterback. They got a guy at tailback in J.K. Dobbins, who I think could be an all-pro. They got one of the best tight ends in football, a plethora of perimeter weapons, some health on the offensive line, a very good defensive line, one of the better young linebackers in the NFL, and a top 5 secondary. And no one talks about it.
Yo, what it is? Welcome back to another episode of At the Bank, a Baltimore Ravens podcast, Doug's. Yo, y'all already know I'm about to give y'all the most dopest episode that I can possibly give you. You feel me? Because it's me. You know what I mean, man? This episode is going to be dope on a for real tip, though, because it's ball so hard, man. It's the last preseason finale today for the Ravens. You feel me? And some of these guys got to ball so hard to actually either make a team or make the Ravens team. You feel me? And they're going to have to go out here and put their everything all into it. You feel me? And they might as well go out here and use our guy T-Sizzle slogan out here, ball so hard. You feel me? Because also there's the quarterback competition that's brewing in for that number 2 quarterback, man. I got to sit here and give you my opinion on that because at first I was slightly going to one person, but you know what I mean? We going to have to get my opinion on that, and hopefully my viewers that's out here watching, man, can also weigh in and help me get my opinion on this. And also, as y'all already know, man, T-Sizzle is going into the Ring of Honor, and I cannot wait, man. That's dope. I believe that T-Sizzle is a Hall of Fame to be in the making. Can't wait. Give y'all my opinion on that. Give y'all my best game, my favorite game from Suggs and all that. But let's go ahead and get this show rolling. You feel me, man? I already see that the comments is starting to come on in. So I see my Cowboys can fans. What it is, guys? Yes, football season is almost here. Yes, it is. Can't wait. It is around the corner, knocking on the door. Let's go. Let's see how both our teams playing out. You feel me? My guy Bird, yo, you already know what it is. You know what I mean? Yes, I try to give the best energy I can possibly give y'all feel me? Because you never know. This episode could be my best episode, you feel me? And my guy Purnell, fire. Yes, sir. This show is about to be scorching. You already know. If y'all ain't check out my last episode with my guy Purnell, Sports PSP, man, it was the battle with the I-95, man. Dope guy, man. It was a dope episode. Go back, check it out. Go back and check out all my episodes if you didn't already seen them already. But let's go ahead get into tonight's game, man. We played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I feel like it's going to be a good test because I know. The streak is over. It stopped at 25, and everybody was like, oh, what's the big deal of y'all winning so many preseason games? How many championships did it lead y'all? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But honestly, yes, you know, the preseason does not win you championship games. The preseason doesn't really amount to nothing. To me, like I said, to a lot of people, to the preseason, not really all that. But to me, preseason is very, very, very important because, like I said, like I was telling people, you get to figure out who is on the back end of your team and what type of guys do you have. Are you bringing on guys that's half-assing? Are you bringing on guys that's willing to bust their ass to actually make the team? And there's some guys that's out here really busting their ass to make the team because, you know what I mean, they don't want to go back to a 9-to-5. They don't want to drop down to the AFL. They don't want to go to the XFL. They want to make it, their dream is to make it to the NFL. So these guys are going to have to ball so hard tonight, you know what I mean? And it's a couple of guys right now that I can think off the top of my head has been balling throughout the whole preseason and making a little bit of noise in the camp. One guy comes to mind is Tylan Wallace, wide receiver, man, number 16. Shorty has been balling, you know what I mean? In each of the 2 preseason games, he scored a touchdown. I'm not saying that he's going to make the top 5 wide receiver, But that wide receiver that's coming down in that bottom six, man, I feel like Shorty has made a name for himself, and I believe that that's the way he can make a team. I'm pretty sure he's going to make it on special teams, but you know what I mean, to have good depth in that wide receiver, because as we all know that this is the year that for the wide receivers for the Ravens. So, you know what I mean, with Zay, Odell, Duvernay, Mark Andrews, and all those rest of the big name guys is going to grab all the big targets and do all the grunt dirty work. You got to have the guys that's going to be in the back end that's able to do the dirty work as well. And so far, Tylan Wallace has been doing the dirty work. Another guy, and has been a fan favorite so far this year, Keaton Mitchell, the running back, man. Shorty has been really balling. He's showing good explosiveness. He is showing little bit not doing better. He got banged up last game, but he's showing that he can take big hits. He's showing that he's explosive off that backfield. He showed you that he can make that one cut move and gone. Keaton Mitchell is going to be a hard guy to when it comes down to this running back room. Do we keep him? Do we put him on the practice squad? Do we have to let him go? Because I would hate to let him go. Because like I said, man, because Shorty has been balling, man, and he's been doing everything he can possibly can. You feel me? So I'm really hoping that that the Ravens found a way to keep Shorty on the team. Hopefully, Shorty can show that his durability won't be a problem, that he can last throughout the season also. So I'm really like to see Keaton Mitchell, if he's able to play tonight, to see how he's going to be this game. Another guy, man, I really can't pronounce his last name, man, but he scored 2 touchdowns for his last week. I think his name's like Travis Baltimore or Baltimore, something in that nature, man. I really can't. I'm sorry if I got his name wrong and I can't pronounce his name. And if he so happened to catch this episode, my guy, I apologize for not knowing your name. But if you do make the team, I promise you, I will get your name right. But you know what I mean? He's another guy that shows that I feel like his position where he's at, I believe he's really like a tight end. And our tight end position is kind of locked in with Mark Andrews, with Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kalor. So it's like you got those 3 tight ends right there. And it's like, where did this guy fit in at? You know what I mean? But he was able to show that he's able to broadcast his talent. You know what I mean? And if he's able to broadcast his talent, like I said, man, I feel like if he doesn't make the Ravens, which I kind of feel like he's not, because like I said, that tight end room is pretty deep, that he will make a team somewhere else. You know what I mean? So big shout out to him, man. Couple of guys that I felt like has not made a major impact into the games, but you know what I mean, he was making a little bit of noise in the camp. James Prochet. As we all know, I raved about on the first preseason game that I thought that this was his time to actually make this step. And it felt like Tylan Wallace is pretty much taking his shine right now. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Last game, Josh Johnson did underthrow James Prochet in the end zone. And he did underthrow. He underthrew James Prochet twice, if I'm not mistaken. And that's clearly not his fault, but I'm still going to say it is his fault for the simple fact that if the ball touches your hand, you got to make a play. You got to you got to adjust to the underthrows or something in nature. You have to make a play, James. You know what I mean? Plain this point blank, period, is that you have to make a play. I thought that you was going to be the Tylan Wallace or what he was doing, able to lead this young wide receiver group that's behind the top 4 or 5 heavy. You know what I mean? That you was going to stand out. But so far, he hasn't stand out, but you still have a chance, my guy. You got to ball so hard tonight, you feel me? So if he's able to ball so hard tonight, he may be able to live through to see another year. Another guy I thought he was going to actually stand out is, what's his name? Tavares Robinson. I also put him up on the preseason week 1. And so far, number 95 is a no-show. He's not even really touching the quarterback. He had one glimpse of one good game, and that was the first preseason game. But then once he got taken out, it was nowhere to be found this week 2, and we'll see how he is tonight. But other than that, man, he's another guy that I felt like I thought he was going to make some noise out of his camp, especially that our edge rushers is not really popping this year. You know what I mean? Now that we got Jadeveon Clowney, it's like now my guy's like, you going to really be on the back end. You feel me? So that was another guy that I thought that he was going to be able to use his time to shine. Anthony Brown, number third, the fourth quarterback, really. But he's pretty much like the third quarterback in his preseason. He hasn't really progressed from what I've seen from last year. Shorty still hasn't able to calm his feet down, and the decision making is still wild. At times it seems like that his decision making is going too fast, and he's not getting through his progressions like he's supposed to. And that's what caused him to throw interceptions at times, because we already seen that Josh Johnson hasn't thrown an interception this preseason, nor Tyler Huntley, even though Tyler Huntley only had one series. But we're going to get to those two in a minute. But Anthony Brown, I thought that he was going to, since he was the younger person in this crowd, he was going to make some noise, some type of excitement in that quarterback room. But, you know, he just pretty much flatline right now. And I don't think that any team, unless they are quarterback desperate, is really going to really pick Shorty up. And I'm not knocking him. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that this year, this preseason, this camp, I'm not seeing it from Shorty this year. So, man, but, you know, you still got a game tonight. You still got some other things to prove. You still got some things to show. Hopefully your potential can start rising. Hopefully you can start piquing some other guys' interest. You feel me? So those are the guys that I felt like that's making some good noise, making some good attributes, and the guys that I felt like that's not making some noise. But tonight is the night that you got to make your final noise, maybe, you know, for some of these guys. So ball so hard. That is the word. Is it's going to keep going throughout this whole episode. You feel me? It's just keep balling. You got to go out here and do everything you possibly can to show to these coaches that you deserve another opportunity, that maybe even make the 53-man roster or the back end of it, man. And tonight, the defense, I would like to see the defense actually stop letting offenses get deep into the red zone. You know what I mean? That's one thing. I understand that we are thin on that DB and that cornerback roster on that depth, but we got to find a way to find a way to cut that field off. We keep on. It's good that once we get into the red zone, you know, teams kick field goals more than they get touchdowns. But at some point in time, man, that it's going to have to be that we're going to have to stop these guys before they cross the 50-yard line somehow, some way. You know what I mean? It's be sometimes that the Ravens just let the Eagles and let the Commanders just walk down till they got to like the 30-yard line, and then they try to buckle down and tighten up. Nah, we need to see the defense can buckle down and tighten up before they cross that 50-yard line. So if that's one thing that I would like to see, that whether it's the back squad, the number 1 squad, or the number 4 squad, you know, I don't care what squad it is that pops out tonight. Most definitely work on that defense and stopping them from getting deep into our red zone, man. It's not going to be a pretty picture if we keep letting the good teams know how to score. The good teams know how to get into the end zone. You know what I mean? So luckily, not saying that the Eagles is not a good team, not saying that the Commanders are not a good team, but for the players that they did put out, come on now, we should be able to compete with that, man. But you know what I mean, so far that this preseason, I just seen some good things coming out of this preseason from the Flock Nation, man. I see some potential guys coming out of the Flock Nation. So long as they just do what they got to do tonight, man, start the winning streak over now. Let's go this time. Let's raise the bar. Let's go for 30 this time, maybe. You know, like I said, people say it doesn't mean a lot, but to these guys, it should mean the world to them that they're able to keep that streak alive until the Commanders came in. And also the Commanders, y'all was over here popping up. Y'all use majority of y'all starters that's gonna be opening up for y'all opening day, man. Sam Howell is y'all starting quarterback. So I ain't worrying about it. But it was the back end of the Commanders who actually won the game. So real recognize real, but streak will start over. You feel me? So let's get to this competition that I alluded to, man. I feel like that quarterback number 2 competition is most definitely up for grabs now. You know what I mean? And at one point in time, man, I was swaying in on Tyler Huntley, and I felt like Tyler Huntley was the better guy. You feel me? And I was like, man, Josh Johnson, no way. There's no way that Josh Johnson was going to come in here and outdo Tyler Huntley. Not no Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley, all the thing we need to see from Tyler Huntley was him see how he would play under another offense. You know what I mean? Just because, teams, they was betting on him and previously trying to get him the trade. Hopefully that they would think that the Ravens wasn't going to re-sign him to another year playing number 2 quarterback. And I was like, oh, it's a clear cut. Tyler Huntley going to get this. I feel like he got the better arm. He's more mobile. The offense will flow better. And in my eyes, in that Eagles game, it did flow better because that was the only series that Tyler Huntley played in, and Tyler Huntley was fluent. He was 8 from 11, 88 yards, 1 touchdown. His QB rating was 126.3, and the offense was averaging 8 yards. So I was like, man, Tyler Huntley looks way better, and he was coming in playing with the second string, really. You feel me? They let Josh Johnson get the start, and when Josh Johnson started that game, he wasn't bad either. He was 8 from 12, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. His quarterback rating was a 101. But the only thing, the difference was the offense wasn't moving like Tyler Huntley. His offense was only averaging 3.8 yards a play. So that's why I was seeing the difference. That I was like, oh yeah, Tyler Huntley was able to, when he made his decision, he stopped, went through his progressions, and he started moving out the pocket versus Josh Johnson. That game was just reading, and then he reacted real late. You know what I mean? But some of his reactions was moving the ball. Like I said, he was 8 from 12. He only had 4 incomplete passes. So I was like, all right, well, it feels like Tyler Huntley is still a lead guy in my opinion, because 8 yards a pop, that's good off. That's good offense in my opinion. And just imagine if you could just hand that off, and if that running back can get 5 yards a pop, that offense is now clicking. That's 13 yards a pop. You know what I mean? So that's how I was viewing that. But you know what I mean? Tyler Huntley, you can kind of see that he tweaked his hamstring. You see he came up a little gimpy. And it led to him not playing a second preseason, which in my opinion, I felt like it kind of killed him now, because Josh Johnson was all about his business that game. In that first half, Josh Johnson was 10 from 12, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, he did throw 1 interception. He did do that. His QB rating was 121.9. But the offense was moving 12 yards a pop. So it was like, different tales this game. You know what I mean? Josh Johnson is able to move the offense down the field, was able to get it fluent. Now, this 1 interception wasn't really it was his fault, in my opinion. I'm not even going to try to hold y'all on it. It was his fault, because I felt like if he'd have hit James Prochet a little bit earlier and wasn't late on that throw, number 1, it would have been a touchdown. Number 2, it would not have been an interception. You know what I mean? So that was my only thing about Josh Johnson, was the fact that his readings are just like a step slower. It's like that he can be in the advanced class, but his reading level is just like, no, we gotta put you in the average class, my guy. You know what I mean? And it's not like to shoot him down and make him feel bad or anything in that nature, because like I say, he's the journey quarterback. He should be able to move the offense, because he played with so many teams. He's been in the league for like 11 plus years, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, he played with like at least 5 to 6 different teams. So I'm pretty sure that Josh Johnson has seen stuff that a lot of quarterbacks probably haven't seen. And more likely that Josh Johnson was able to, while he's playing on different teams, he's not the lead guy. He's never been the lead guy. He was able to always sit back, observe, and watch, and try to become that lead guy. So You know what I mean? With Josh Johnson and Tyler Huntley, I don't know if Tyler Huntley playing tonight. I think if he's healthy enough to play, I think he should try to go out and give it a couple series in my opinion. Because I felt like that this quarterback competition it's not a landslide like I thought it was. And like I said, I understand it's like, yo, we talking about bad ones of the number 2 quarterbacks. Yes, you're right. That's important because I hate to knock on my guy, and I believe that my guy will make the whole season this year, Lamar. But for the last couple of years, Lamar hasn't played the full season. So that number 2 quarterback is very important. You know what I mean? Even if he doesn't get no bump this year or no shine, it's still important. And I feel like that if Tyler Huntley, man, you gotta show something. You gotta show something other than that. He's been on the team previous years, man. Because like I said, I thought it was a landslide. I thought that Tyler Huntley was the clear-cut favorite. You know what I mean? Clear-cut favorite. But the way that Josh Johnson looked last week, man, it was like starting to second-guess things now. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, I still feel like Tyler Huntley will be our number 2 quarterback. But if we decide to carry 3 quarterbacks, man, Josh Johnson will make that call. And as the season go on, I'm pretty sure Josh Johnson is going to be still gunning for that number 2 quarterback. So Tyler Huntley just can't relax. You got to keep moving, my guy. All right, let's go to some of the comments before I move on. My guy, Rod. What it is, Rod, man? Hey, same old, my guy. Who we got here? Casey Bowden, you need more subscribers, my guy. Big trust. I'm with you on that. You know what I mean? Hey, since you sitting here passing the word, you need to just go ahead and keep getting advocating for me. You feel me? Go out here and keep passing this podcast around. You feel me? Make sure that all the flockers is coming here to watch the news to get that information. You feel me? So, but I greatly appreciate you feeling like I need more subscribers. You know what I mean? I really do. OG, man, I swear, man, this is my guy. Huntley has been getting injured a lot lately, but let's hope he's out number 2. Yeah, and that's how I feel. You know what I mean? I felt like if Tyler Huntley would have not tweaked his hamstring in that game against the Eagles, man, I felt like Tyler Huntley would have most definitely showed out last game. And I felt like he'd have put more points on the board also. So, I hope he's our number 2 quarterback. And like I said, man, Josh Johnson, if he was a little bit younger, maybe I would go ahead and go ahead and take him. But from his age, man, I ain't gonna be able to do it. You know, because on this one read option, man, he got it. He got to the corner, but I felt like if that was Huntley or Lamar, man, would have got to the corner maybe a second earlier and would have been marching, you know, starting to turn towards downfield. You know, Josh Johnson did get what he got. You know what I mean? Like I say, he's not the young agile quarterback he once was when he first entered the league, but he was able to get like 4 yards off of that read option. And hey, you know what I mean? That's why I said I feel like Tyler Huntley should be that quarterback, especially if I'm pretty sure that read option is still going to be there. It's still going to be the option. You just don't throw that away. Lamar has been killing that game for the last couple of years, so I'm pretty sure you just don't throw that option away, man. All right, before I let y'all go, let's talk about one guy's going to the Ring of Honor, man. And this is the reason why I had titled this episode Ball So Hard, man. T-Sizzle, Terrell Suggs, man, is going to be going to the Ring of Honor. You feel me? And I'm pretty sure soon he will be a Hall of Famer. You feel me? And T-Sizzle, man, is hands down my 3rd favorite Raven all time. You know what I mean? Behind the Ray Lewis, behind the Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs is that next guy right there. You feel me? Since entering the league in 2003, he was a first-round 10th pick, man. So you already know we were down in the 10th pick. It sound like that 2002 year Ravens was not all that, but hey, we was lucky to get T-Sizzle, you feel me? And his resume a little bit, he was NFL Defensive Player of the Year 2011. He was the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2003. He was first team All-Pro in 2011, second team All-Pro 2008. He is a 7-time Pro Bowler. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. He is a 7-time Pro Bowler. You feel me? In 2004, 2006, 2008, 2010, 2011, 2013, and 2017. You feel me? And he is the NFL forced fumble leader in 2011. So this guy's been out there forcing, wrecking havoc all pretty much his whole career. You feel me? And that's why I feel like T. Sizzle will be a Hall of Famer. Just off of that resume right there, man. You heard it, Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to be a Defensive Player of the Year, man. You just don't lead the league in sacks to become Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I mean? You got to lead. You got to do other things in that category. And interceptions. You got to most definitely grab a fumble, forced fumble, recovery, all that good stuff, man. And Suggs did all of that. You feel me? And that's why I feel like T. Sizzle will be our next Hall of Famer. You feel me? And I think that's going to be what, like, down there number, 4 or 5? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we got Ray, we got Ed, we got Jonathan Ogden. So, yeah, and Matched Over. I don't understand why Matched Over is not in there, but Matched Over should be in there too. It would be our 4th Raven in there. So, T. Sizzle, I cannot wait, man. And October the 22nd, the game against the Detroit Lions is where his name will be amongst the stadium, amongst the greats around that came across the M&T Bank Stadium, man. And it's going to be dope, man. I cannot wait. You feel me? That's the game that I most definitely going to have to come up with something special, man. I might even live stream that game or something in that nature, because, like I said, that's going to be a very important game. This season is it's an important season, man. So kick back, stay tuned, man. I got something brewing up, man. You feel me? I'm gonna have to find something special for that game. But T. Sizzle, man, he was just great, man. He was so great that in his 16 years with us, he played 229 games. He had 7 interceptions, 3 touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken, 2 of his touchdowns was off of fumbles, and 1 touchdown was off an interception. He had 33 forced fumbles. He had 14 fumble recoveries. He also had 132.5 sacks with the Ravens, man. That lets you know that this guy has been working, putting in that work. You know what I mean? And it really wasn't no offensive tackle that can really stop T. Sizzle, man. It was none, really. It was some that tried. It was some that failed. Majority that failed. You know what I mean? Because as you can see, 132.5 sacks. And his 16, and I think he ended his career with 136 or 137 sacks. You know what I mean? Because he did go play for Kansas City, and he did go play for Arizona also, and he also won his 2nd Super Bowl ring with Kansas City. You know what I mean? So he's also won 1 Super Bowl with the Ravens. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all can see that picture right there, but yes, he was part of that 2013 season. So Sizzle, Ball So Hard University, man, most definitely deserving to be in a Ring of Honor. And like I said, man, he most definitely will be our next Hall of Famer that we will produce into the Hall of Fame. And my all-time favorite Sizzle game. If anybody, any of my flockers is here right now, want to give me that all-time Sizzle game, hurry up. Well, not hurry up, but go ahead, type that into the comments. Give me your all-time favorite Sizzle game. Or what y'all feeling about T. Sizzle, man? But my all-time favorite game came from Suggs was, of course, it was against the Steelers, the team that I hate the most. The team that I hate the most, man. But it came in 2011, opening game, Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. You feel me? And Baltimore spanked that ass. Yes, we did. Spanked that ass so bad. 35-7 opening game, man. Repeat that for people in the back like Bryson. 35-7 opening game. T Sizzle had 3 sacks that game. Big Ben was running for his life. Every time he kept looking, looking up, T Sizzle was right there in his face or on his back or pretty much dragging him down to the ground. He had 3 sacks. He had 7 tackles also. And 4 of those tackles was tackles for loss. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that's not like big numbers. I'm pretty sure people is expecting bigger numbers, but it wasn't all about the numbers. It was the impact of the game. It was the way that our defensive line was owning the Steelers' offensive line. It was nothing that they can do to stop. As you clearly can see, man, they was only able to score 7 points that game. But ball so hard, T Sizzle, man, was out there balling that game. You feel me? And that was like I said, that was my all-time favorite Ravens and Steelers game. My all-time favorite Suggs game. You know what I mean? Suggs now put an imprint on a lot of games. You know what I mean? But it just so happened to be that the funky ass Steelers was the one of my favorites. Man, it was another game like Miami versus Baltimore, man. We when T Sizzle had caught an interception. You know what I mean? And damn near took it to the house. You know, and it's other games. It's the reason T Sizzle, man. Like I said, man, he changed that number 55. He is the reason why David Ojabo cannot wear number 55 because it's done. It's one of the greats. You won't see 52, you won't see 20, and now you won't see 55. So T Sizzle, man, hey, I'm pumped that you're going to the Ring of Honor, man. Deserving to be into the Ring of Honor. Like I said, man, that game, man, I'm gonna try to come up with something special to salute Suggs into that game, man, and salute the Ravens for actually, coming up with this idea and actually putting the right guy in the Ring of Honor. You feel me? And like I said, it's going to be a dope game. And all the thing the Ravens got to do, man, is win that game. Got to win that game. You just got to win that game. All right, man. Let's see. Got a couple of comments before I let y'all go. Let's see. OG said, "Old bumpy face." Yeah, man. It was. So, sometimes Suggs did have a little scruffy face, man. It wasn't the best, but hey, he was one of the best edge rushers that the Ravens had came across. My guy Pernell T Sizzle should have been on Undisputed with Skip. Remember the days on ESPN with him and Skip? Yeah, honestly, that could have been dope, but you never know. Maybe Suggs don't want to venture off into that world. You feel me? So you never know, man. I thought Suggs was going to be into more acting. He was on that show Ballers with The Rock. You know what I mean? So you never know, man. Some of these guys got different ventures, man. My guy, Bryson. Let's see. T Sizzle was a monster with Ed Reed and Lewis back in the day. Saying that as a Steeler fan. Bryce, I wish you can just go ahead and just say it right now, man. It's for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, most definitely, man. I ain't even gonna lie. It's some players on the Steelers organization. I hate to say that it was most definitely was monsters. You know what I mean? Like a Troy Polamalu, Joey Porter, you know what I mean? So it's a lot. So I understand it's a lot. It coming up the top. You just make me feel like I just regurgitated in my mouth a little bit. Let's see. My favorite wasn't about stats, so mine was about when he was with Arizona. He played against us. You know what I mean? Yeah, he tried to come back. He came back to he went back home and realized that the Ravens should have never let him go home, and we should have kept him in my eyes. You know what I mean? And yeah, Bryson, yeah, man, it was just rough saying that, man. But it is what it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my guy Bryson, man, carving it up with Bryce, man. I guarantee it's a dope podcast, even though he's a Steelers fan. But You know what I mean? He's part of the Grid Network. He's a brother of mine, so you gotta love him. But make sure y'all go out here and check his podcast out, man. Real dope content, real dope show. Guarantee you will love it. One of the guys I look up to. Good guy. You feel me? But make sure y'all go out and check everything that's on the grid. You feel me? Make sure y'all go out here and check all even sports. Make sure y'all go out here and check the form. Make sure y'all, if y'all into the MMA, make sure y'all go check out Outside the Cage. Make sure y'all go check in once my guy start his shows back up. Real talk with Clutch Sports. Make sure y'all go check out my own MTMO Sports Podcast, man. Like I said, we got dope contents, y'all. I guarantee y'all it's a network that you need to watch. Dare to be different. You tired of that same old boring stuff, man? Come to the grid, man. Enter that grid. I guarantee you it's something that you will love. Something that you will need in your life. You feel me? Let's see what else I got here. What else? Oh, make sure, like I said, make sure y'all tune into the Ravens and Buccaneers game tonight at 7 p.m. on y'all whatever stations y'all have, if y'all can get it. You feel me? And like season week 1 is coming around. It's almost here. September. It's almost here, y'all. Can y'all believe it? Football season, Sundays. So just make sure y'all remember, once football season kick in, those Sunday games, those Sunday 1 o'clock games, just remember, right after those Sunday 1 o'clock games, man, come right back here and tune in as I give y'all the post game coverage. My opinion. Also, make sure y'all follow my Twitter. If y'all on Twitter, on X, whatever it's called, you feel me? Make sure y'all follow me at @thebank_pod, man. I guarantee y'all. Y'all should follow me on there because, like I said, it be at times that I be giving my random thoughts about the game, what's going on with the game. You feel me? So make sure y'all tune in and follow me on Twitter @thebank_podcast. You feel me? Or _pod. So make sure y'all tune in because tonight I will be twiddling my thumbs away as the last preseason is playing. You feel me? Does Joe Johnson solidify the number 2 quarterback? Do Tylan Wallace solidify being a wide receiver in that room? You know what I mean? Does Keaton Mitchell finally make the team? You feel me? You know what I mean? It's different things what's going on before the game. You know what I mean? Also, man, OG, I'm glad you stayed on, man. It slipped my mind. Appreciate you, man. If y'all have not followed MTMO Sports Podcast, as y'all already know, that's my other baby. Linked up with it. I did an interview a couple months ago with my guy Mr. Eugene Campbell. And some big news had came out of that, man. Number one, like I said, I was able to interview him, able to put that episode out. He made some good numbers. Also that he made a promise that he was going to come down to Baltimore. He was going to help me throw a charity giveaway, and that's what he did. So last Saturday, that was one of the main reasons why I wasn't able to put on a live show, because I was handling that, man. And shout out to him, man. I was able to have a great charity event, was able to help the less fortunate people, man, the less fortunate families. We had grabbed a lot of donations. We had gave away a lot of the donations. It was pretty dope, man. It was so dope that his nonprofit organization wants to link up with me down here in Baltimore to have me walk a mile in our shoes in Baltimore, man. So as y'all be prepared, be ready. Walk a mile in our shoes is now about to be a Baltimore thing now. It started in New Jersey, now it's coming to Baltimore, where you will see walk a mile in our shoes almost everywhere you go. You feel me? I'm gonna be out here trying to clean up parks for the kids, out here cleaning up the basketball courts for the kids, making sure that the football fields are decent shape and stuff like that, man. I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving back to the community, to these kids, so these kids can have somewhere and something to do, to occupy their mind, to make sure that whatever talent or whatever sport that is they are trying to achieve in, that's where they're going at. It got to the point that me and Mr. Eugene Campbell is most definitely setting up a basketball tournament. You feel me? So a lot of things is coming into the works. Sit back, stay tuned. Your boy Dad got something special for Baltimore, man. And I appreciate you, OG, for being a part of it. Street Affiliates, I most definitely appreciate y'all being a part of it. Walking mile in our shoes. I appreciate y'all coming to Baltimore. I appreciate y'all actually letting me run things down here, man. So great things is coming. Great things is popping. I guarantee y'all, man. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Keep your eyes focused on the kids. You feel me? Because I got some good things coming, man. And also, week 1 against the Houston Texans. Make sure y'all also follow my Instagram, man. My Instagram, if you'll follow my Instagram, I guarantee you're going to get a good surprise because week 1, I will be popping up down at the bank, at M&T Bank Stadium, you feel me, for the tailgaters. For all the people that's down there tailgating and anything like that, I'm going to be down there interviewing, interacting with some of the people that's down there. So only way you're going to be able to see that if you follow my Instagram. And if you follow my Instagram, if you not follow my Instagram, it is @thebank_podcast. So please make sure y'all follow that Instagram because week 1 is coming up. I'm pretty sure y'all would love to see how the Flockers and the tailgaters do it. You feel me? So let's make sure y'all tune in. Y'all get ready because I got some good things coming. Me and my guy Bryson, as y'all already seen him and going back and forth. We got some good things coming up for the Ravens versus Steelers game. The Grid Network, we coming. Gotta be different. So, as always, yo, I'm going to let y'all go on this good note. Big trust. That's the only thing we should only trust. You feel me? I'm out.